Now that we've explored the broad impact of credit scores, let's dive into a detailed guide on how to improve your credit score. Gap 2S. Improving your credit score may seem daunting, but with specific actions and a clear timeline, it's entirely achievable. Gap 2S. Step 1. Check your credit report. Gap 2S. The first step is to obtain a copy of your credit report from all three major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Gap 2S. Review these reports carefully for any errors or discrepancies. Gap 2S. If you find any inaccuracies, dispute them immediately. Gap 2S. This process can take up to 30 days, so be patient but persistent. Gap 2S. Step 2. Pay down balances. Gap 2S. High credit card balances can negatively impact your credit score. Gap 2S. Aim to pay down your balances to below 30% of your credit limit. Gap 2S. Set a target to reduce your debt over the next 3 to 6 months. Gap 2S. Create a budget to allocate more funds towards paying off high-interest debt first. Gap 2S. Step 3. Make timely payments. Gap 2S. Your payment history accounts for 35% of your credit score. Gap 2S. Set up automatic payments or reminders to ensure you never miss a due date. Gap 2S. Consistently making on-time payments will start to positively impact your score within 2 to 3 months. Gap 2S. Step 4. Diversify your credit mix. Gap 2S. Having a mix of different types of credit, such as credit cards, installment loans, and mortgages, can improve your score. Gap 2S. If you only have one type of credit, consider adding another type, but do so cautiously. Gap 2S. Take this step over the course of 6 months to a year. Gap 2S. Step 5. Avoid new credit inquiries. Gap 2S. Each time you apply for new credit, a hard inquiry is recorded on your report, which can temporarily lower your score. Gap 2S. Limit new credit applications and focus on managing your existing credit responsibly. Gap 2S. This strategy will help stabilize your score over the next 6 to 12 months. Gap 2S. Step 6. Keep older accounts open. Gap 2S. The length of your credit history contributes to your score. Gap 2S. Keep older accounts open even if you rarely use them. Gap 2S. This will help build a longer credit history over time. Gap 2S. Step 7. Monitor your progress. Gap 2S. Regularly check your credit score to monitor your progress. Gap 2S. Many financial institutions offer free credit score monitoring services. Gap 2S. Track your improvements and adjust your strategies as needed.